In the previous video, I had shown you how to connect to an S3 data source and use Glue crawler to store the schema in the Glue data catalog. Now, I had also told you about something called Glue connections or connections. Now, connections are used to connect to various other data sources. Just a correction, I had mentioned in the earlier video that Glue connections are needed only for non-AWS resources or non-AWS data sources. That is not correct. Connections would be needed for AWS sources also. For example, VPC, the database endpoint, etc. The reason we need connections because we provide VPC, security group, subnet, etc. for various other sources. In S3, that was not needed because S3 is not stored in a VPC, and the Glue crawler uses S3 internal endpoint to connect to the S3 bucket and then run the Spark job and then store the schema. But to connect to databases like Aurora, RDS, DynamoDB, DocumentDB, etc., we need to have a VPC, and the Glue crawler has to run inside of that VPC because the sources themselves would be inside of the VPC. So that's why we'll have to create Glue connections and then create Glue crawler to use that connection to connect to the data sources, understand the schema and store the schema in the data catalog. Let us go ahead and do that. To do the hands-on, I had to prepare the environment, and for that I have created an Aurora MySQL cluster. This is a serverless cluster, by the way. This is the name of the cluster, 3IAM Aurora MySQL, and there is only one writer instance. And I have created the cluster inside of 3IAM Spark VPC. The subnet group contains 3 subnets and all of them are public subnets, and I have provided the public security group and it is publicly accessible. It does not necessarily mean that it has to be publicly accessible. The reason I did so because I wanted to connect to the MySQL database from my terminal, MySQL terminal, and then create the database and the tables. In most of the cases, in most of the production dev test environment, the databases would be created inside of a private subnet and the security group will not have any access whatsoever from internet. So that is the best practice that you should follow. You should create the databases only inside of a private subnet, and the security group should also allow only private access. And I'm connecting to the Aurora host, and these are the databases. I have created this finance DB and 3 tables in the finance DB. Now inside of this finance DB, there are 3 tables: the account table, ledger table, and transaction table. The table column names are exactly same as that of the file. If I mention describe account, it will tell you the column name and their corresponding data type. The only change is that the account opening date has timestamp here instead of string or varchar because I wanted to make sure that the database contains proper data type. So I've created 3 tables: account, ledger, and transaction. Now what I'll do is that I'll create a crawler to crawl this database and have the metadata of these 3 tables stored in the Glue data catalog. The first crawler that I had created, that was for S3 source, but now I'll have to create a crawler for Aurora MySQL source. Let us go ahead and try to create that first. This is the crawler, and here I'll have to add the data source. Now in our case, the data source would not be S3 anymore, it would be MySQL database. Now if I select this data source or Aurora RDBMS data source, I'll have to select the JDBC as the data source type, and here I'll have to use a connection. Now I do not have any connections. As I told you that to connect to certain data sources, we need a data connection because the data connection would contain the VPC, the subnet, security group, user ID, password of the database, etc. So first I'll have to create the connection. So I'll cancel it for now, and in the data catalog itself I have this connections. You can get these connections here also, data connections. This is similar to the connections which is there in the data catalog. So click on connections and there are multiple connectors available. You can get connectors from AWS Marketplace, or you can create your own custom connector, or you can create a connection from the available connectors which are there in AWS itself or which are there in Glue itself. Let me first show you the Marketplace connectors. If I click here, it will open up the products or the connectors which are available. For example, there are connectors for Apache Hudi, there are connectors for BigQuery or Google BigQuery, Delta Lake, etc. Here you see there's connector for Iceberg also, Snowflake also. There are connectors for Elasticsearch. There are connectors for SFTP, etc. So these are the connectors which are available in the marketplace. But I'll not going to use the marketplace connectors. I'll be using a connector which is provided by Glue out of the box. If there are connectors which are neither available in Glue or in the marketplace, you can create your own custom connector also, which in most of the cases might not be needed. Now I'll be going ahead and creating a connection here. So this is the option connections, and here I'll click on create connections. Now these are the connectors that are available for various data sources. For example, Glue provides connectors for Adobe Analytics. There's obviously connectors for Aurora, DocumentDB, OpenSearch, Redshift. These are AWS services. There's connector for Apache Kafka. The reason we need connectors for Apache Kafka because Kafka topic also needs a schema to be acted upon. That's why we have to create connectors for Apache Kafka for streaming data, which I have already discussed in the Kafka section. There are connectors for Asana, which is a project management tool or work management tool. There are connectors for Azure Cosmos DB, Azure SQL, Datadog, etc. So I'll select Aurora as the connector and then click on next. And here we'll have to mention JDBC URL, database name, username, password, and various network options. Now, because we are using AWS native service, which is RDS and Aurora, I can select the JDBC connection as the name of the Aurora instance itself. So this is the name of the Aurora serverless instance that I have created. Let me show you that. So this is the cluster that I have created, and this is the instance of the Aurora serverless cluster. And that's what it mentions here. The reason we are able to fetch this, or Glue is able to fetch this, because this is an AWS native service. Had it been a non-AWS service, we would have to mention the connections or the JDBC URL by ourselves. So select this instance. I'll mention the name of the database. In our case, it is FinanceDB, and I'll provide the username and the password that I have used for the database or for the MySQL instance. Now in the network options, I have to provide a VPC. We cannot have a connection without a VPC. What is the reason for that? The first reason is that the databases or Elasticsearch cluster or OpenSearch cluster, Redshift, RDS, DocumentDB, etc., all of them reside inside of a VPC. If it is DynamoDB, then there should be a gateway or VPC endpoint connection from the VPC to the DynamoDB endpoint. Now, in our case, it is Aurora. So we had created Aurora in a VPC, which is 3 Spark VPC, and inside of public subnets. Now, the reason is clearly mentioned here. If your AWS Glue job needs to run on AWS EC2 instances in a VPC subnet, you must provide additional VPC specific configuration information. So the crawler also uses very small micro VMs to run the Spark job. So you'll have to use or provide the VPC here. And the VPC that I have created the database in is 3 Spark VPC, which is this one, and it ends with 924F. So let me select that, and I'll be selecting the public subnet, one of the public subnets. If I go here, and this is the public subnet, this is the first one, F94F, which is this one. I'll select this one, and then the security group. It should be the public security group. Now, as I said, had it been a organizational account, then the databases or the EC2 instances could be created inside of private subnets. So in that case, you had to select a private subnet which has access and then private security group. But in this case, I'm selecting public subnet and public security group. And I'll name it as Aurora MySQL FinanceDB connection. And I'm mentioning that this is in MySQL and the name of the database is FinanceDB. And that's it. So we'll go ahead and create the connection. So the connection has been created, but before using the connection, we can test this also. So we can test the connection. Now I'll go to the connections again and then select this, and I'll test the connection, because we have to test the connection to make sure whether Glue can connect to this data source or not, or data target or not. In our case, the Aurora databases and the Aurora tables that I have created, those would be data targets. We'll read from the S3 file and then use Glue ETL to move it to these tables. To test the connection, of course, I'll need an IAM role. The reason we need it, because again, this is an AWS service and it has to connect to another service. It needs access to use that service. That's why the IAM role is needed. Now let us click confirm, and it will take some time for Glue to test the connection. So the connection has been tested successfully. Now we can go ahead and create the crawler. So I'll go back to crawler, click on create crawler, and this would be the name of the crawler, and I'll add the data source. But remember that I'll have to use JDBC. I can use MySQL, but in that case, I cannot use a connection. For MySQL, I'll have to create a separate connection, which is not Aurora or RDS. So I'll have to create a connection for MySQL. Then only I can use that as a data source. So what does it mean? It means that this Microsoft SQL Server, MySQL, Oracle, Postgres, these are non-AWS native. These are not part of RDS or Aurora. DynamoDB is part of AWS, and DocumentDB and MongoDB is part of AWS. So all the other are native AWS services, but MySQL, Postgres, SQL Server, and Oracle, these are non-AWS services. So for AWS native services, we'll have to select JDBC stream. Sorry, if I select MySQL, I'll not be able to see any connections. But if I select JDBC, I should be able to see the connection. So this is the connection that I have created. Remember that for native AWS relational databases, we'll have to use JDBC. It can be MySQL, Postgres, Oracle, MariaDB, or DB2 as part of managed service in RDS and Aurora. So if we are connecting to those databases, then we'll have to select JDBC. Then I'll have to provide a path, which can be a database name, schema name, table name, etc. I'll select the finance DB, and what would happen? This crawler would crawl the database and capture the structure of the tables which are there. So let's add the JDBC sources. Classifier not needed. I'll have to have an IAM role, and then the target database would be 3IAM GlueDB, and table prefix I'll mention Aurora MySQL. And what Glue would do, it would add the database name followed by the name of the table also. So that's why I'm selecting Aurora MySQL here, and the schedule would be on demand. Click on next. That's it. Let us go ahead and create the crawler, and I can run the crawler from here or from here. Now it will take some time for the crawler execution to get completed. Once it is done, we should be able to see the tables here. Currently we have only tables from S3, not from Aurora. But once the crawler execution is complete, which is in running state right now, we should be able to see those tables. It took 4 minutes to complete the Glue crawler run, but it has captured 3 table changes. Let us go ahead and take a look at the tables. And here you see that I have this Aurora underscore MySQL underscore, because I had provided this prefix Aurora underscore MySQL underscore, and then FinanceDB account, FinanceDB ledger, FinanceDB transaction have been added. Why you have FinanceDB account, ledger, and transaction? The reason is because Glue appends the name of the database before the name of the table. So the name of the table is actually account, ledger, and transaction. But as the tables are in FinanceDB, that's why Glue has appended the name of the database itself after the table prefix. And now if you look at the location is financedb.account, financedb.ledger, and financedb.transaction with a MySQL classifier. The reason we have MySQL classifier is because we're using a JDBC source. Again, this is similar to the JDBC source that I had shown you using Spark. So we can use Spark JDBC connection to connect to a MySQL, Postgres, or Redshift, or any other data warehousing source. Similar to that, the Spark job that was spawned by Glue connected to this MySQL source, and the classifier is MySQL. So this is how we can use Glue connections that we had created to connect to a data source. And the purpose of Glue connection is to create a logical grouping of the things that are needed to connect to a particular data store. As Glue crawler is nothing but a PySpark job, or a Spark job rather, the Spark job would need certain configurations to connect to different data sources. like MySQL, Postgres, Oracle, etc. So for different sources, we need to provide different connections. And that's how we can use connections to connect to different database, data warehouse, NoSQL databases, Adobe Analytics, Google Analytics, etc. to fetch or extract the metadata and store it in the data catalog.